Hello, and welcome to Crocheting with the Classics. Today we're just going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to do a double chain stitch into the front loop of a previous row. So this is actually part of a granny square pattern from Weldon's Practical Crochet of 1895. So first off, you'll notice I'm at a corner here, and I've got these raised ridges all along these areas. And that's because this pattern calls to be worked in the back loops only, so you get these raised bumps that you can work into later. And if you're ever planning to do a pattern like this, it is absolutely essential that you work into the back loops so that you've got these ridges. It makes it so much easier. Alright, so first I'm going to do 2 single chains. And that's just to get me to the center stitch here. So here I'm going to do my double crochet, and you can see right below this one there's this ridge, so I'm going to be working into that ridge. I'm going to yarn over and go under that ridge there, yarn over again, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And what it gives me is this lovely little raised bump that for this whole pattern is going to end up making a diamond shape, which I'll show you an example at the end of that. So let's do one more. I'm going to work around here till I get to the center on this side. So single chain here, single chain here, and notice I'm still working in the back loops. 1, 2, 3 at the corner, single chain here, single chain here, and then for this part, here's my center, and there directly underneath is my ridge. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook under this loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so there I've got a ridge there and a ridge there. And when this part's done, I'll have ridges here and here. And those would be the start of my diamond pattern. Okay, and I'll be back in a moment and I'll show you the entire finished work so you can see what it looks like, both in this size yarn and in the original specified size yarn. Okay, so this, as you can see, is the diamond pattern that you get when you follow through on this granny square. And all of these raised things just come together and make this gorgeous pattern that you can use. Now, the original pattern called for you to use what the modern equivalent would be is Aunt Annie's 10 crochet thread and a 1.75 millimeter hook. So you can see the size difference on this. Now you still, with the Aunt Annie's crochet, get, I keep calling it Aunt Annie's, I think it's Aunt Lydia's. I'm sorry. Anyway, with the 10 cotton, you get this size. Now this is about 5.5 inches across. And you can still see the ridges all along these and everywhere. And this is done in Karen's Soft Secret White with a 5 millimeter crochet hook. So it's significantly bigger. So really what this comes down to is, this one's also a lot softer. So depending on how you want your quilt to look and feel, you might want to go with the larger one if you want something softer and that you can make a quilt out of faster. And if you want it to look as traditional as possible, and unfortunately it's going to feel as traditional as possible too, ends up a bit rough on the skin. So if you're like me and you have texture issues, this might be a problem. But if you want it to feel as traditional as possible, use the 10. You'll just have to make a lot more little squares to make a blanket. All right, I hope this was helpful and that you enjoyed it. Thank you for being with me today and have a lovely morning.